Now that Undercover Billionaire Season 2 with Grant Cardone is about to launch, it's perfect time to go back to Season 1 and reveal some of the dirty little secrets the producers hoped you would never find out. Undercover Billionaire is fun and entertaining to watch. The show is full of lessons and strategies that we entrepreneurs can use to take our business to the next level. Now, some of those lessons and strategies are self-evident, but some others are, well, not so obvious. And today, you will learn the hidden lesson that any business can use and should use to create extraordinary results and build a massive brand. All right, Season 1 of Undercover Billionaire premiered on August 6th, 2019 with the following promise.
Billionaire Glenn Stearns is betting $1 million he can take $100 and grow it into $1 million business in just 90 days.
If it's a penny short of $1 million, I'll put $1 million into it. But to keep this experiment fair, I'm going to do it all undercover. I won't use my name, my money, or my connections.
With $1 million of his own money on the line, Glenn Stearns will see once and for all if the dream is still possible in America.
The show begins with Glenn Stearns posing as a man with no money who hustles to come up with the bare necessities he needs to survive. He goes out there looking for old industrial tires people might have dumped that he hopes to sell to someone who wants them. He's also looking for gigs to make some more money. And meanwhile, since his goal is to make $1 million in 90 days, he's thinking of creative ideas to start a business he can quickly turn into $1 million success. Thing is, he claims he has no idea what the business is going to be.
I still haven't hit my goal of covering my living expenses for 3 months, and I don't have any money to get into an apartment. Not only that, but I'm 9 days in, and I still have no idea what business I'm gonna start. I need my $1 million idea, but I still need to make some money.
And then, magically, by episode 3, he allegedly comes up with an idea.
I've been here 3 weeks, and I see how important the local brewers are to the community. So I think there's a way to tap into Erie's love for craft beer.
And what theme around it? Or have you thought about that?
So we want to name it Underdog Barbecue. Erie is the underdog city.
Okay, great.
Everything local has more meaning. When I look at Erie, I think of the underdog. I relate to people that have struggled, people that get back up, people that have worked their ass off their whole life. So I feel like by having a company that represents the local, it resonates, it's real, and it's something that makes me feel good about what we're doing here.
Great idea, right? Looks almost too perfect for someone to come up with it on the spot. Barbecue, beer, underdog. So spontaneous and still movie-like, right? Well, there's a lot of preparation that went into the spontaneity. My name is Andrei Mincov. I'm the founder of Trademark Factory, and I did a simple research on the USPTO website and discovered something very, very interesting. First thing I did is I searched for Underdog Barbecue. And the first trademark I spotted was this application for Underdog Barbecue, filed on August 1st, 2019 by Glenn Bryant Services, LLC. I then did a search by the owner and discovered a total of 4 trademarks filed by Glenn Bryant Services. Among them, 3 Underdog Barbecue trademarks. The first one I already showed you. It covers various apparel in Class 25. Once again, filed on August 1st, 2019, based on intent to use. It was allowed by the USPTO on January 14th, 2020. And Glenn's LLC still hasn't submitted a specimen of use to move the trademark from allowed to registered. The second Underdog Barbecue trademark was filed on April 10th, 2019. This one was filed in classes 29 for beef, chicken, pork, ribs, sausages, prepared meals consisting primarily of meat, fish, poultry, or vegetables, and frozen meals consisting primarily of meat, fish, poultry, or vegetables. And also for class 30 for barbecue dry rub, marinades, sauces, spice blends, spices, barbecue sauce, hot sauce, and spice rubs. And finally, the third trademark is for the Underdog Barbecue logo. It was filed on July 22nd, 2019 for the same goods and services as the other two word marks, namely Class 25 for apparel, Class 29 for food items, and Class 30 for sauces. Once again, let me remind you, the first episode aired on August 6th, 2019. It means all three Underdog Barbecue trademarks were filed before the first episode aired and before Glenn first mentioned Underdog Barbecue at all. And here comes the biggest lesson. As you see, the fourth trademark that Glenn Bryan Services owns is Undergrog. This one is in Class 32 for beer, filed on May 16th, 2019. I wonder, why is that? When Glenn talks about the beer, it almost seems like he's mispronouncing Underdog. Check it out.
The first bottle of Undergrog. Here you go. One of the key missions of Underdog Barbecue is to support local businesses. Selling local beers enables us to deliver on that promise. Officially, Undergrog beer is now being served.
And in addition, I want to take our locally brewed house beer, Undergrog, national.
To really make this brand very special.
Don't forget beer.
And we have a beer, Undergrog beer, Ribfest. So we've got the apparel, sauces, rubs. We're doing that online. There's our other kind of leg to the stool, which is our Undergrog beer.
The Underdog brand has 3 revenue streams: food and beverage sales at the Underdog Barbecue restaurant, local partnerships and national distribution of Undergrog beer, and online sales of Underdog sauces, rubs, and apparel.
I want you to make you the director of the Undergrog silo under Underdog. And I think that you've also earned, the opportunity.
Also, notice how they're almost blurring the beer name on the label so that it says Undergrog, but most people would think it's Underdog nonetheless. Why would they do it? And here's the reason why. Whoever was in charge of orchestrating the whole new business that Glenn Stearns was setting up on reality TV, those people did what every smart entrepreneur should do before they launch a new brand. They must have done their trademark search. And if you search USPTO using basic index for Underdog and beer for goods and services, then you will see that Flying Dog Brewery LLC already owns Underdog Atlantic Lager. They have had it registered in December of 2014. So the people on Glenn's team must have told Glenn that as cute as the whole thing would have been if he could build the barbecue brand and the beer brand under the same umbrella, he'd run into issues with the Flying Dog Brewery, and it's just not something they could afford to do while under contract with the TV people. So Glenn came up with a brand that sort of sounded like Underdog without being Underdog and applied for the Undergrog trademark. So here are the lessons from all this. First of all, the show itself, Undercover Billionaire, Discovery Communications LLC trademarked it on February 20th, 2018, a year and a half before the first episode aired. Why? Well, because they knew that they couldn't afford to invest in a brand they didn't own. It was literally one of the first things they did after they came up with the idea for the show. Once they took care of that, they probably started working on the script and the shooting. But at some point, namely by April of 2019, that is at least 4 months before the first episode aired, and probably earlier than that, we know that Glenn Stearns started Glenn Bryan Services LLC. Obviously, he had to disclose the real name to authorities that register LLCs. And when that got taken care of, he hired an attorney to file a bunch of his trademarks that would protect the Underdog brand and also the Undergrog brand for the beer. Why was it so important for Glenn Stearns to secure ownership of the brand for a business that is more of a publicity stunt? Well, for several reasons. The first reason is liability. He wanted to make sure that nobody else gets any stupid ideas to trademark that brand, when they see the episode where the brand was revealed. Because if they did, they could go after the Discovery Channel and demand that they cease and desist. The entertainment industry lives and dies by insurance, and insurance policies are usually very strict about you taking the steps necessary to own your stuff and not stepping onto other owners' shoes. The second reason is swag. Remember what classes the trademarks were applied for. Class 25 for apparel, class 29 for food products, and class 30 for spices and rubs. Interestingly, they never bothered to apply for a trademark that would cover restaurant services, which would have been in class 43. Now, interestingly enough, there is a trademark for Underdog in class 43 owned by Underdog Organic LLC. Actually, 2 trademarks. So why didn't this stop Glenn from launching? It looks like California's Underdog was closed for some time, which meant that they thought that they could invalidate their 2 trademarks for non-use if they had to. Now, having said that, it still does not explain why Glenn Bryan Services LLC didn't bother to apply for Underdog Barbecue in class 43, or why they haven't submitted specimens of use for their 4 allowed marks. Right, they're obviously already using the mark, so why not move them from allowed to registered? The answer there is they don't have Trademark Factory in their corner. We do more than just take care of your trademarks. We actually give a damn about your brand and your business to make sure your trademark serves a purpose. Had they used us, we'd make sure we'd go over the goods and services the trademark should cover, as well as we'd certainly go back to the client after the show aired to get the necessary specimens of use to get their trademarks registered. So to summarize, what can we learn from the first season of Undercover Billionaire as business owners? Well, for me, this is the mother of all lessons. They protected the brands they wanted to see succeed before going into business. The first thing they did was trademark those 2 brands, which, let's be honest, it's pretty unusual. How many business owners protect their brand before starting their business activity? It's very unusual to see, right? Most business people hope for the business to reach a certain level of success before even considering trademarking their brand. And even when they reach it, they still don't trademark their brand like they said they would. But the guys from Undercover Billionaire trademarked their assets first. And they went all in later, not the other way around. That's the lesson, and it's a powerful one. Now you might say, well, they knew the show would make the barbecue restaurant successful because they have a big audience, so it's easy to go all in when you're that certain of your success. And if you are thinking this way, well, let me tell you, you are absolutely right. Yes, when you are certain, absolutely certain about your success, it's easy to go all in. But how can you be certain? How would you have the absolute certainty that your brand would be successful? What would give you that confidence and ease of mind? Is it something you're looking for on the outside, or is it something that lies within? A burning desire so powerful that you just know you will be successful. This is the core of the entrepreneurial mind. This is what differentiates those who reach success from those who fantasize about success. They have this mindset before they even get started, and they don't need the external world to validate their dream. They go all in at all costs. That's the difference between what I call the hobbypreneur and an all-in-preneur. The hobbypreneur needs something happening on the outside to feel certain about their success. They play safe, they stay away from taking risks, and they only go all in when all the odds are in their favor. But if their expectations are not fulfilled quickly, they retreat, which is what they secretly wanted to do in the first place because they lacked the passion and faith. The real entrepreneurs, what I call all-in-preneurs, they don't need anyone to promise them they will be successful. They don't look for validation on the outside because they have unbroken faith in themselves and they are relentless. They will pursue their dream until the very end. That's why they protect their brand before anything else. They're in love with their brand, and they're the kind of people who protect what they love. That's the mindset of the ones that are called to transform the world with their brand. And they know it. They know what their brand will become someday. So they protect it first and go all in. That's a powerful lesson, ain't it? I hope you found it helpful and you take action on it. If you believe your brand has everything to become what you envision, don't wait for things to be the way you want them to be. Protect it now. Set yourself up for an extraordinary future and own your success. And if you want a team of trademarking experts to give you personalized strategic advice, you can book a free call with us and we're happy to help. Follow the link in the description below, book your free call now and start setting yourself up for success. And if you liked the video, give us a like, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell to be notified each time we post a new video. And I will see you in the next video.
Yeah.